No, my mic wasn't on. God damn it. The recording. I have to I gotta get on top of this VHS thing. I mean this OBS thing, and like not have all my capture settings all on one fucking thing. Anyway, how you doing? Have not watched your channel in a long time. Well, you should, cause I do stuff. You should check out my channel. This is not normal for what I do. This was a special request that I'm continuing to pay for. No, I kid. I kid. It's fine. I think I need to make these. Boom. Alright. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not hearing anything. Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you okay? Can anybody hear me? Really, can anybody hear me? Because you should be hearing me. Like I'm putting a signal through. Let me check. Let me check the stupid connection. My iPad was acting up. Yes, okay, good. Good. Everyone can hear me. Last thing I need is to waste like valuable time on technical crap. Good. So anyway, we are continuing with this project and the monotony that is family portrait thing. Yep. So right now, my goal for the stream tonight is to get this wreath thing done. Now I've been working on her off and on. Not entirely finished yet, but it's this wreath thing on him. I just want to take care of this now. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, what's everyone else been up to? You been good? It looks amazing. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This is like the song that never ends. This is every time I think like, I'm actually getting pretty far in this, I realize, oh no, there's a bunch of other details that I haven't done yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do about the background on this thing. You know what? I'm not gonna go for like fine detail. I'm just gonna run over the whole friggin' thing and then erase as I go. That's what I'll do. So I just got back from Texas, which is why I wasn't active last week or the week before that. Texas was fun. Any time you gotta make 4.5 turns to get back on a freeway, is always a good time. What the fuck is that? Huh. That's weird. Is that in the line work? Yes. God damn it. Well, I guess I know what color I'm incorporating into this. All right, now comes the really fun part, guys. It's time to very slowly erase. Hooray! And they say life isn't pain. So how's everyone else doing? So I've started my pre-recording for Morrowind. I'm about to do 13 hours. I'm about 13 hours in and only 5.5. Oh, that's pretty cool. Almost done with my master's thesis. I cannot wait to be finished. What is your master's thesis in, Sharon R.L. Levy? I'm good. I'm making dinner. I'm 16. I want to be 18 already. No, you don't. No, you don't. Just enjoy being 16. Enjoy being young. Enjoy being a teenager. Enjoy it. Because when it's gone, it's gone, and you realize just how on having very little responsibility is. I mean, I'm not saying you don't have responsibility. I'm not saying that, but never wish to be older. Never wish to be older. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Just, take your time and just enjoy every age that you're at. Especially when you're 21. Don't that's the thing. Don't look forward to being 18. All right? Being 18 is like you can vote, but really you can vote and you can sign up to kill people, and that's really the only social thing that you can do. Be 21. Being 21 is a big fucking deal. That's in this country, being 21 is a big fucking deal. Being 18, I don't know. When I think about eventful birthdays, I spent my 21st birthday in a cabin with a bottle of wine. So, not the best example, but trust me, just enjoy being 16. Enjoy being 16 and take advantage of like every educational opportunity you have when you're 16. Like just do it. In fact, if there's a career path you want to go into, like if you know that, start. Just go into it. Start it, be cringy and bad at it, and keep going. And don't give up, and definitely don't get sidetracked with everyone else's bullshit until you realize that, you haven't done anything because you've been busy with everyone else's bullshit. Case in point, I'm doing this instead of writing. Oh, yeah, no, this is great. This is wonderful. I enjoy it. This is so fun. So what else is going on? It's downhill when you are allowed to drink. Yeah, it all kind of goes down. The excitement of hitting a new, stage in your life. After you can drink, like after you can buy liquor, that's it. I mean, yeah, you can rent a car at 25, which is, whoop-de-fucking-do. But yeah, after your 21st birthday, it's just like it stops getting exciting and starts getting like, haha, another year has gone by. What have you done? Oh, fuck all. All right. And eventually you just keep going, and then you just stop having anything going on, and then everything just kind of peters out until you are assimilated by some kind of nanotech virus in 2045 or 2072 or, sometime in the 21st century. So just enjoy where you're at. Let's see. It Wired. Yeah, I just shut the door. Don't drink. Don't smoke either. Them devil sticks will ruin your purity. They will. Them devil sticks, man, if I could go back in time, first thing I would do is stop myself from smoking that one marijuana. All it took was the one marijuana, too. And all of a sudden, I was worshiping the devil. Fucking, something just landed on me. Yeah. It was the devil! It was the devil coming to get his due. I think I owe him like $5. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this is just a relaxing for you guys live stream where you very slowly watch me work. Okay, so yeah, I got a question. Do you think I should start getting some music for these? I mean, I know that's kind of a stupid question since it's something I probably should have already set up, but I didn't. I don't know. I've just been thinking about it. Like, would it be better to get some, I don't know, lo-fi jazz? Might be fun. I definitely can. I can definitely have that set up for next stream. Plot twist: we all died 1,000 millennia ago, and we are just reliving memories. Um, I don't know. I kind of have a feeling. I feel like if you're reliving memories, you're not dead. I don't know. That always gets a little bit confusing to me sometimes, especially in fiction where you're following people's souls or something. It's like, I mean, are you really dead though? Because you're still talking and you're still moving around. You still have agency and autonomy. That doesn't sound dead. That just sounds like differently alive. Which is, I guess we gotta find a PC term for dead here. What was it in Ugly Americans, like mortally challenged, or was that True Blood? I forget. I have my boyfriend over and he says hi. Oh, yeah, definitely. Hello. Doesn't hurt to have a playlist in the background. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I have an editing question for you, Weasel. After rendering out a 2-hour video, my computer ran a little slow until I hit restart. Is that normal? Well, okay, depends on the program you're using. Some video editing programs will put a lot of will have like a big memory cache attached to them that will not necessarily go away after the program is done doing stuff, and that memory cache can just like sit there eating up system resources. So I mean that could be it. It could also be that it was like a one-time setting thing. Certainly, I have not experienced that, and I guess my biggest advice to any editor would be get a solid-state drive. Get an SSD. Get an SSD for your programs, not your footage. I mean, you can get one for your footage, but it's best to only have your programs running on your SSD. And yeah, but definitely get an SSD. It's very very worth it. Let's keep going. He is a big fan of your channel. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad he is. Can you play that song you and Nasu Man sings where there is copyrighted music? Oh man, I fucking forgot about that. Oh god, yeah. That's not like easy listening music, but this I remember it's like this song might be this song might be copyrighted, so we can't use it in this movie. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I remember that. That was Mario to Plumbers. That was from that channel. Let's see. How is that riff you were working on? It'll be ready next year for sure. It'll be ready next year for sure. I actually did start working on next year's Halloween stuff this year. So I don't do anything last minute again, and I'm tired of doing things last minute. I know I keep saying that. I keep saying I'm tired. That should be the tagline of this channel. Cute, fuzzy, tired. Tired, fuzzy weasel. Old fucking man. Dumb asshole. I don't know. Actually coming up on the 10-year anniversary of feeding the trolls. And that, God, I've been doing this shit for 10 years, off and on, while doing other things. That is really either impressive or sad. How about a Christmas riff? Yeah, I mean, I could do that, definitely. What's up, Weasel? I don't know. What's up, undead guy? Can you play? Let's see. He's a big fan of your channel. Where is Weasel Zone? He's married and doing stuff with family and things. I don't know. I mean, I know, but I mean, he's got life stuff. I don't know, he does stuff. I'm not. I mean, I think he is kind of on YouTube, sort of, but I think he's running his own company right now, which YouTube can definitely get in the way of something like that. Shit. Alright, it crashed. Just give it a second. Tired Fuzzy Weasel, dibs on that name. I don't know, 10 years is pretty impressive. I've been watching since I was 16. I think so, like, huge part of my life. Wait, did you start watching when I started? Like, are you 26 now? Life is but a moment. Oh, don't start. Don't start. Alright. Lip Studio's back. There we go. No, but seriously, I need to get this thing done. I just want to be done with this thing so bad right now. Like really, really, really bad. I've never worked on an art project this long and like had it be this exhausting. And you wouldn't think it is, because it's very simple. It's not technically complicated, other than the fact that it's so big the program is freaking out all the time. But like, other than that, just like, man, this is such a long, drawn out project. The most drawn out project I've ever done. And stuck with the exception of the manuscript, which took like 2 years. Which I don't have 2 years on this. I don't have a whole lot more time to finish this because I'm coming up on a deadline that I set myself. I mean, just to take stock of what is left to do. Finish up her dress. Finish up his suit and what he's wearing, which will thankfully be way, way easier than hers. Do her jewelry. Do both of their skin and hair. Build the guy in the background and put him in. And then make a background behind them. So, got a little bit to go with this one. I've been putting in about an hour a day on it. So, we are making progress. But I'm also putting an hour a day on it that I could otherwise spend doing other things. So, it is somewhat of a monument of, like, frustration. It is a monument to frustration right now. Yeah, I feel bad saying that, but it is a monument to frustration right now. Let's see, do you know if the guy you're adding in needs a garland yet? No, he does not. He does not need a garland yet. Let's see. I'm 27 now. Wow. I didn't mean to give you you're not giving me an existential crisis. I just don't feel like it. Is this a school assignment or something? No, this is something that I'm doing for a friend. This is not I'm not in school. No, this is just something that I'm doing for a friend that I set a goal for myself to be finished at, and that goal is approaching and I'm not done yet. And there's just still so still I can't say still without thinking of still, like to distill something in a still. But anyway, we're coming up on the deadline that I set for myself, and I'm still a little bit I'm not where I want to be with the project, but I gotta press on and I gotta finish it because I said I was, and I'm going to. Even if I have to start dedicating a lot of time to this, which I really don't want to do, but yeah. As it stands, I've got to figure out a way to get this onto my laptop, which yeah, shouldn't be a problem, I guess. Just install Clip Studio on that and then take the Wacom, not the Wacom, the Mono tablet with me. Please look on my comment about my younger sister and brother. My younger sister and brother got in a fight, and she just asked me if she can say a bad word, and I told her yes because I was so into the vid from this. Mom is gonna kill me. Well, oh come on, you don't have you're not responsible for. I mean, look, eventually they're gonna have to learn what free will is, right? So hey, you know, they say the thing, they reap the consequences. Yeah, at some point, you know, they you know. I have been watching since FTT 100. Oh, cool. We're almost in FTT 40. Almost. I think the next one actually is going to be the 40th one, but I'd have to go back and recheck that. Yes, actually, let me recheck that right now. 36. Oh, no, 36, so... What? Oh, wait. Wait, what? Hang on. Did I finish this episode? No, I didn't. I filmed this before I left. Oh shit. Okay, well I have a Feeding the Trolls episode that I need to like do. That I need to complete. Crap. All right. She put me in charge. Well, then you should stump something. You should encourage swearing at least at an early age as possible because kids swearing is hilarious. This decade in your life had your characterized vision fight Caden Cowgertron and end the gay apocalypse. I'd say time well spent. Yeah, maybe. Look up Wakehurst Parkway, Sydney. Okay. Wakehurst Parkway, Sydney. Wakehurst Parkway, Sydney. The ghost that haunts Wakehurst Parkway, Sydney? Is it because there's a town called DY? Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure. Why am I looking this up? Uh, I'm transsexual plus Scorpio. Scorpio. What is Scorpio? What is that? I mean, I mean, is that your star sign or what do you mean Scorpio? Get that. There's like a little bit of red here that I'm going to ignore. I'm going to ignore that. That'll be covered up by something else. Go and around this, up, and then up and around here, and then here, and then all this. Let's see. I was born under the sign of the dragon. Yes, it's my star sign. I was born under the sign of a crab. So I was a bottom feeder before I even learned to walk. And down over here. This is fun. This is some fun shit right here. Woohoo! Yay! 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 Got that. How far am I? Oh God! I gotta do the other side too. Yes, very exciting. Next, I was born under Kimba the White Lion. Guess that explains all your knowledge. Well, I do have an awful lot of useless knowledge. Comes from reading 18 books a day. But you know what I value more than knowledge? My Ferrari. But you know what I value more than my Ferrari? My 100 books a day that I read. I have to read 100 books to knowledge. That's what knowledge sounds like. Yeah, it's a weird stream. Why will you be at this for years to come? You will be at this for years to come. Ken Hovind looks like Lee Majors. Ken Hovind looks like a cat's asshole. Because he is. Literally one. Kent Hovind was originally John Summers, who got into a fatal accident in 1956. And in a secret government lab, they replaced his brain with a cat's asshole. And the operation was a success. They saved John's body, but they could not save his mind. And ever since then, he's been the cat's asshole that's been living inside of John Summers' skull. Has been calling itself Kent Hovind and beating its wife, and it definitely did that. And Kent definitely did that. Let's see. Bye, I'm asleep now. Alright. Go take a nap. Go sleep. I miss him and his incriminating Snapchat. Yeah. Just here in my garage looking at my Lamborghini. Yeah, my Lamborghini. Never a Ferrari. No, well, there was a Ferrari. He had at one point, he rented out a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. He rented out a Ferrari and a Lamborghini and a mansion. And was just like, yeah, I sell knowledge. I sell knowledge. And it's just like, you're a fucking fraud. You're a fraud. And anybody with like half a brain knew that the guy was a fraud, but there are a lot of people that don't have half a brain in their tiny little skulls. Some people, like Kent Hovind, have cat's assholes. So he was able to turn a fake fortune into a real fortune by scamming people. Yeah. Ken Hovind looks like a background actor from the 1980s who always played hired thugs. I'd say, let me think. Ken Hovind looks like someone who's gone to jail several times. Ken Hovind looks like a mugshot of some militia guy that got arrested back in the 80s and has been rotting in prison ever since. That's what Kent Hovind looks like. If I could describe Kent Hovind, I would say Kent Hovind looks like the mugshot of a domestic terrorist from like 1987. The present day mugshot of that. That's what Kent Hovind looks like. Gotta fake it till you make it. Yeah, that's not a great life goal. I mean, I get that's an easy life goal, but that's really, you should really shoot for higher than faking till you make something. I don't know. I get that in some industries, that's just how you have to work. Like being an online influencer. You know, if you want to be real serious about it, if you want to have guaranteed success, you kind of gotta throw a couple $1,000s at it, get a click farm, and like give yourself a boost, because that's the only way you can make it now, is if it looks like you already have a boost. Which is terrible. Which is genuinely terrible. But hey, that's capitalism. Actually, you know what? I don't think that's capitalism. I think that's just people wanting to be famous desperately. I think, there's so many people in the world, so many, like, celebrities and like, people who are doing stuff, like, so many people, and everyone's trying to be, that someone, and the pressure is so high that there cannot be any intermediary stage. And that's the thing, like, a lot of people don't understand that there is an intermediary stage. It's not like Spielberg, just woke up one day and was like, Jurassic Park. He worked in television commercials for a long fucking time. His directorial debut, I think, was an episode of God, what was his directorial debut? I want to say it was an episode of Columbo, but I'm not 100% sure. But because everyone's attention span is like 5 minutes now, the idea of like going from starting out to, gaining ground, but, still having a ways to go, just seems foreign. So instead they're like, yeah, I'll just take out a loan for $5,000, pay a click farm to give me revenue and give me relevance, and then I'll use that data to trick some sponsors to giving me money and free products. And then from there I can get more sponsors, and people, more people will see me, and the cycle will become an unstoppable wave of circle jerk. and yeah, that's how it works now. I'm sorry, that was a weird, unrelated rant. Would you ever consider doing another Feeding the Trolls on Knowledge Guy? I'd have to find a new video of his that wasn't 25 minutes long. He was method acting. I don't advocate for that lifestyle. Yeah. Kent Hovind, let's see. That's not fraud. I would call that, I'd call that false advertising. Program crashed again. Well, isn't fraud a form of false advertising? Like, isn't it? Okay, we're back. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'll be happy if I get through doing the detail work on this Garland. Actually, now I'm sitting here and doing it, I'm just like, oh, God. Oh. So, yeah, I'll be happy to just get the Garland done. Like, get the Garland background done. I figure if I can do that, and then tomorrow I can finish the Garland on this guy, and then the next day I can finish up her clothes, and then the next day I can finish up his clothes, and then I can hit their I figure I can hit their skin and hair like at the same time and have it get done, and then it's just making that guy in the background. Yeah. There we go. And then I want to have this done by the end of the month. I really want that. But that's, yeah, it depends. It depends on how much I'm able to actually get through. Drop that a little bit. Not according to Ja Rule, fraud and false advertisement are two completely different things. Well, I don't care what some guy named Yes Rule says. Well, it's only legally fraud if it's done by people who done by people who isn't as powerful as a massive corporation, who are now more powerful than some government institutions. Massive corporations have always been more powerful than government institutions. Tom Bennett lives in. Okay. I guess I would need to know who Tom Bennett is. Yeah, I understand. I spend all day animating or walking around trying to enjoy nature before it becomes a dried up husk and we go to war over water. So I'm not up I'm not all up and up on the latest whatever is happening. So Tom Bennett, don't know who that is. Is that some Instagram guy? Is that a football player? Is that another famous actor? And I guess the bigger question is, will his existence have any effect on mine whatsoever? Which, according to my own opinion on like the butterfly effect, absolutely, he already has, because you asked. So in some small way, Tom Bennett has affected us all, because we've all heard me talking about him. I mean, who knows what could have happened in an alternate reality where you didn't bring up Tom Bennett, and I didn't just ramble on about Tom Bennett for like 5 minutes. Maybe one of you would have had a thought that would have led to a lucrative career, but instead you were listening to me talk about Tom Bennett. Or, alternatively, maybe I stopped one of you from committing a crime 10 years from now because the act of with listening to this live stream kept you from interacting with someone at the right time who you would become friends with, and then in 10 years they would have gotten you involved in like a bank robbery, and therefore Tom Bennett had a net positive effect on your life, which may have a net positive effect on other unrelated things, which ultimately make your actions responsible for whatever the future version of humanity does in a Google years from now. It's I like that. I like that way of thinking about shit. Because to me, it's more realistic than optimistic nihilism, which is just. I hate optimistic nihilism. That's such a crock. That's such a fucking crock. Maybe I'm just different, but I find people who advocate for that viewpoint to be, either having never really gotten out of a goth phase in their lives or are annoying. I find them to be annoying. I find that whole viewpoint to be annoying. Annoying and reductive, and it leads to like really cringy sayings that are supposed to be cute and like comebacks to other really cringy sayings, but instead they just end up being the same thing. I whatever. Anyway, so get back to the comments. CFW, look up Ja Rule Friar Fest. Yeah, I know that. Did I lived through that? I mean, I wasn't there, but I remember that happening. I remember seeing ads for Firefest and being like, look at all these little rich kids that are going to the Bahamas or wherever to go, do bullshit. That's stupid. I remember those advertisements, and I remember hearing about when the whole thing went to hell. I remember that. Weasel in 10 years stops me from jaywalking. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Monica Punk's in the world. Yeah, unfortunately. For my birthday last week, I went to a casino and won about $1,000 in the penny slots. Oh shit, that's pretty cool. That's actually really. How do you do that? What does $1,000 in pennies even look like? How do you get that out of the casino without a truck? Like, I know what $100 in pennies looks like, and it's like a big ass jar of pennies. I feel like $1,000 in pennies would actually be worth more in melt weight than $1,000. Like, I feel like if you were to take $1,000 worth of pennies somewhere and melt them down and like melt the zinc out of the copper and melt down all the copper, you would end up with more than $1,000 worth of zinc and copper. I feel like that's the case. Let's see. The Internet Historian video is funny. Yeah. I hate myself and want to die, but I'm happy about it. No, optimistic nihilism is... Okay, the way it works, and this is a real simplified version of it, is that your existence ultimately does not matter, and everything you do will eventually be forgotten. Your own existence will eventually be forgotten, and eventually everything will fade away, and it'll be as if you were never born, and your life will have no meaning or relevance whatsoever. So every mistake that you've ever made will ultimately be meaningless. So don't sweat the small stuff, because in the end none of it matters. And, just enjoy yourself, because everything will eventually be dust and forgotten. That's optimistic nihilism. Now, to me, that's carte blanche to be really fucking smug and annoying. I view deep time as building on itself. You can't predict the future. You don't know what actions you take will, what they will eventually spawn. So it's like if you go back in time by like 300 million years and you cut down like a weird proto tree. You don't know what that weird proto tree was going to lead to. You don't know what genes it had that would eventually become dominant. You don't know what animals, what generations of animal would have lived in it. And by cutting it down, you have irrevocably and significantly changed history. So when you go, back to modern time, through your action, the human race might not exist. The idea that there are any minor actions, I think, is kind of silly. Now, I'm not saying that, like, every little thing that you do can and will affect the future in major ways. I'm just saying you don't know that, though. So saying, like, your existence is pointless and you should just have fun with it, to me, is ignoring the greater, like, it's ignoring the greater the greater length of, like, deep time, and it's ignoring compounded effects. Your life is not meaningless. You're a part of history. You're an active participant in history. So, yeah, while individuals and individual actions may not be remembered, those actions in and of themselves are not meaningless. Whether or not something is written down in the annals of history for all time does not affect whether or not that something was significant. The very first tribes of people that left Africa, we don't know what their names were. We don't know anything about them. For all intents and purposes, they, we don't know. Their actions are unknown. Their what they looked like, what they were named, what they believed are unknown, and therefore, according to optimistic nihilism, according to that worldview, what they didn't matter, but what they did matter a lot. And just because we don't know them, and just because we've forgotten them, and forgotten using as a loose term, meaning like we don't remember them specifically, does not mean that what they did was insignificant. And it doesn't mean that even minor actions on their part did not have massive consequences down the line. Minor actions during that stage, during those days, could have eventually led to junctions in history where individuals might not have survived, or might have been born, or whole bloodlines might have been created or lost. So changing an individual's actions back then, you could go back in time and make it so someone chooses a different fucking watering hole and come back and everyone's speaking French. Because that one guy, instead of going to the watering hole that he was going to go to, he went to a different one, and he met somebody there, and they fucked, and they had a kid, and that kid ended up being in the right place at the right time, and ended up, like, down the line, the descendant of that kid ended up being Napoleon instead of Napoleon, and that kid succeeded, and Europe was conquered completely. And so the Louisiana Purchase never happened, and so the America is relegated to the East Coast and part of Canada, and we all speak French and Creole and English, and World War I and World War II don't happen. It's like that. That's what I'm getting at. So you can pretend, you can find. You can be someone like, oh, well, nothing, everything you do fades and turns into dust, and it's as if you were never here, except it's not. It really isn't. But anyway, that's my problem with optimistic nihilism. Anyway, let me turn back to the comments to see what people have written. Fun fact, the USA is going through an employment strike that Monica Punk has been doing ever since it started happening. I wasn't aware Monica Punk was ever looking for a job ever, but okay. It's not like actual pennies. You get a slip of paper. I thought it was gonna be actual pennies. That'd be fun. Why do they even make pennies anymore? Because we have a hard time letting go of things here in the States. That's why. Monkey Game Guide should steal all the books from Ty's bookshelves. Tom Bennett from Feeding the Trolls 124 and 125. Oh, that Tom Bennett. Okay, well, shows... crap, the program crashed again. Well, all right. I guess I remember him now. Uh, what if they dug up an ancient monuments to James the Preacher and we have more insight on what people believe through James the Preacher and religious relics? Exactly. James the Preacher might be some crazy asshole, but if something happens and the only digital archives to survive happen to be James the Preacher, God, future civilizations are gonna really be freaked out about us. Um, how do you feel about Earth-centric thinking when it comes to the search for extraterrestrial life? I'm optimistic that there is intelligence out there not based on carbon. I think that at the moment, Earth-centric... I think that you can't really get mad about Earth-centric thinking right now because it's literally the only example we have of life occurring. So when people are like looking for like Earth-like planets, that's not really, in my mind, that big of a that bad of a thing. Certainly, I think life can exist in multiple forms. Definitely, like if life existed on Titan, that would be the ultimate blow against panspermia, because there is literally no similarities between Earth and Titan other than temperature, maybe. Like Titan has oceans of what is basically butane. So I don't think it's that big of a... I don't think it's really that big of a problem to go like, well, the only example of life we have right now is Earth. So looking for Earth-like planets, it's like looking for an example of something that we know works. Let's see. James the Preacher relics are ironed socks. I wouldn't mind being a welfare queen. Too bad those don't exist. I wouldn't mind a universal basic income. I think that's actually... Isn't that what they had in... unrelated, but isn't that what they had in One Punch Man? Like they had a UBI, which is why he was able to not work and was able to just be a superhero. Wasn't that a thing? I mean, I guess it makes sense in that society. If property is constantly being destroyed, you gotta give people something to do, or you gotta give people some social insurance, so they're not constantly being made homeless. But I thought that was a cool touch. What if when Antarctica melts, we find out a Stargate has secretly been hidden underneath all that ice all this time? Do you think our leaders would use it to evacuate the planet, or just the rich people? I think any option. I think even a badly damaged Earth is preferable to Mars. You know, for the sheer fact that if I walk outside right now, even if I live next to a Superfund site, my blood is not immediately going to start boiling because of the pressure differential. I'm not instantly going to get radiation poisoning from the lack of a magnetosphere. I'm not going to fall to the ground very slowly because of the differential gravity, and I'm not going to suffocate because air isn't a thing. Yeah, it's like if you build an Arctic research station on Earth, you don't have to make it airtight. You don't have to... I mean, you got to make it self-sufficient because the Arctic is far the fuck away. But if something goes wrong, you can be back home in 24 hours if the conditions are right. Whereas on Mars, if something goes wrong, you're fucked. You know, better hope it's not instantly fatal. But as far as like whether or not they would evacuate everybody, I guess it depends what they were evacuating to. Uh, and it depends on how much time they had. I think if it was like we have a Stargate and the Earth is going to be sucked into a black hole in 24 hours, yeah, it's probably going to be a very quickly selected group of people and maybe their families. If it's a couple of months, again, I don't think you're evacuating all. I don't think you're evacuating all of Earth in a couple of months. I don't think you're evacuating all of Earth in a couple of years. I think if we had a couple of decades worth of warning that a problem was going to happen that was definitely not something we could fix. Like, if it's an asteroid, honestly, you're better off on the planet than you are off-world. I mean, unless your version of off-world is another Earth-like planet. Even in orbit, you're better off in a bunker. You're better off underground, on the opposite side of the planet to where the impact is going to happen. That's where you're better off. Because unless you're getting hit by a planet-sized object or a moon-sized object, even a large comet, in 100 years or so, things are going to be okay. Not okay. The biosphere will still be in like disarray, but it's not like you won't be able to grow things. Yeah, it's not like civilization wouldn't be able to pop back. That's the thing. Humans are incredibly, human society is just incredibly hard to destroy, and I mean completely destroy. Not social unrest, not, governmental collapse. I mean, like, everyone goes back to mud huts and sticks. Because we're just too fucking smart. We just are too goddamn smart for that to be a thing. If it did happen, we'd probably be back on our feet in a generation or so. Because we're just really fucking smart. And simple tools are easy to independently develop and significantly improve your life. All right, back to the comments. Oh my god, there's a lot of comments. I think Saitama had a UTI. What is a UTI? Urinary tract infection? I would like to think there is intelligent life somewhere out there in the universe, especially since it's not here. We idolize people like the Kardashians. No, we are smart. We're intelligent. We are very intelligent. We're smart. Greetings and salutations. Thank you, Toast Productions. Mars will prevail. Do you think BCI would be the beginning and the end of mental illness? What is BCI? To be fair, we haven't been hit by a supernova yet. I don't think humanity would bounce back from that. Well, there's nothing around us that would be a danger to us, though. That's the thing. There's no nearby supernova. I mean, if you're talking about the sun exploding, then yeah, probably. But all of the stars nearest to us are all stable. Like, if Betelgeuse went supernova, it really wouldn't affect us. Other than being a very bright light in the sky for a while. Even a gamma ray burst, we would probably see coming. Because they're not stealthy. And we already, we know, we've mapped our little corner of the universe pretty well. We would know if a gamma ray burst was a real risk, but there just aren't any candidates that could do that. right now. Also, a gamma ray burst would have to be really, really specific. It would have to be not directly hitting the Earth, but it would have to at least come by us. And the chances of that happening and the gamma ray burst still being actually dangerous are very small. Let's see. BCI is short for brain computer interface. Do I think that would be the end of mental illness? No. No, probably not. I think a nanotech virus that could change your brain chemistry on a whim would be the end of mental illness. But I don't think brain to computer interfaces will be the end of mental illness. If anything, a brain to computer interface that was like able to interface with a Matrix style virtual reality that was almost indistinguishable from the real world would cause an uptick in mental illness, because then you'd be like, well, which is the real world, you know? I don't think something like that is going to happen anytime very soon, but certainly within this century, I think. I also think that, if you want to be immortal, you just wait to 20, just make it to 2050. Just make it to the 2050s and you'll be okay. Just make it to the 2050s. I think people have been saying that for a while, and I think it still sticks. And if I'm wrong, then someone's yelling about me saying that their lives are going to be good. Uh, Erwan also thinks that the sun and moon are not objects. I don't know who that is. I thought Erdogan was the president of France. But I don't see that's fucking crazy and stupid. Here we go. Keep going. Of course I missed something. Boom. Da, da, da. Work on this over here too. Over there, get this. Erdogan, he's the president of Turkey. Oh god. Look, I've had a lot of sake, okay? I've had a lot of sake and it's been a long day, so cut me a little bit of slack. But yes, who's the president of France? Is it Sarkozy? Is he still the president of France now? Am I just being dumb right now? Am I just being tired and dumb? All right. Ah, fuck! I keep hitting that. There. Just very carefully, and boom, got it. All right. So where are we? Ah, God! I can't believe I did that entire inner ring. Just gotta keep going. Just keep going. All right, so how long have I been? Oh my god, I've been going on for an hour. I've been doing this. I've been erasing little pieces of this for an hour. God. This is a long, long, long project that just keeps going and going and going. Arwen is a flat earther from the Netherlands. He also has a live stream called Flat Earth Early Bird. Flat Earth Early Bird. Is that a euphemism? Early bird gets the worm, therefore the earth is up. Program crashed again. Okay, and if anyone is just now like starting out and seeing me, oh look, it's Ski Fuzzy Weasel. He does live streams. I didn't know that. When I say the program crashed again, the the size of the document I'm working with is so large that Clip Studio routinely crashes and has to recover itself during this. So if you hear me say, crashed again, that's what I mean. I thought about having a little crash tally, which is not... Whoa, what the hell? Oh. Oh, okay. Which is not out of the question. I got this. That. Let's see. Well, I've got to do a patrol for work. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. A patrol for... Are you security guard? Oh, yeah. Aren't you? Yeah, you're the security guy. I think. Aren't you? Yeah. I wish the Earth was flat because then I could play Minecraft in real life. You could... I mean, nothing is stopping you from running out and breaking your hand against a tree now. Okay, get that. This is a process. This is a process. Here, and get this. 9. Get along that. So, next time I do this, we're thinking music and a crash tally counter. Any other ideas? CFW, would you live forever if the trade-off was you had to drink someone's delicious blood every day? Well, I guess that'd be kind of hard, wouldn't it? Because, I mean, if you're living forever, eventually, like, does it have to be somebody's blood or can it be any blood? Because if it has to be a person's blood, then my lifespan is still limited. Because eventually people are going to go extinct. You know, they'll become cyborgs or post-humans. And I don't know what kind of blood a post-human will, you know, I don't know if post-humans will have blood. So it's kind of like you can live forever, but only so long as you can find replacement keys for your typewriter. Eventually, people are going to stop making keys for the typewriter. And then you're screwed. Now, if it has to be any blood, if it can be any blood, then it's still not eternity because you're going to have to, like, you'll have to secure yourself a source of blood. So if it's anybody's blood, so I guess, all right. If the trade-off was I had to drink human blood, right? But it did not necessarily have to come from a person, then that could be doable because you can clone blood. So, like, if I just got a blood sample and I, set up a process that just made blood cells of that blood sample, like if I set up some donor bone marrow or something, or was able to 3D print, blood, and so long it was as it was human, then it would count, then that's actually doable. because then I don't have to go hunting for people all the time, which means I don't have to, kill people. And I don't have to be around people. So I could set up my blood printing thing and then go away. Like, I could get on a ship and go to some other part of the universe, or I could keep that shit in a apartment. If you're talking about eternity here, then so long as that machine is working, or I have some way of using that, then we're okay. And you still need to have some kind of blood or fluid similar to it. Oh, if it's just has to be some kind of fluid similar to blood, then that makes this even easier. Because there's a lot of fluids that are similar to blood. If we're just looking for filler, then I could just drink saline, which anybody can just drink saline. It's very purified salt water. I'd drink cyborg blood. Okay, I suggest doing a taste test from Jim Baker's Apocalypse Food earlier. I think that'd be hilarious. Human blood, specifically hot and fresh. Okay. But if it's coming from a cloning machine, then it's still hot and it's still fresh, right? It's still clone blood. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's not that big of a hurdle if it's cloned blood. Certainly you can have fresh clone blood and you can have hot clone blood. So am I still within the rules here? Becky, you'd turn me right. Wasn't this the plot of True Blood, actually? Wasn't this the plot of True Blood where they found a clone blood substitute that was so good that vampires could drink it? And so they were like, well, I guess we'll come out of hiding. I feel like this was the plot of True Blood. Like, the name of the show was called True Blood because the manufactured blood was called True Blood. And it was actually a meta commentary on... I don't know what it was about. I never saw an episode of it. And sometimes I regret that, even though that's not something you regret. I feel like regret's too strong of a word. I feel like it should be more... I've never seen an episode of that. I should, one of these days. I should find some torrent of it and at least watch the first episode so I know what the hell it is. I wonder if... Hey. Do you ever question what UFO was you'd witness that one summer day? Sometimes I think it was just a bug. And it probably was just a bug. And I was probably just really high and I saw it and I was like, whoa. So I'm thinking it was probably just a bug. I wonder if diabetic blood would taste sweeter than regular blood. That's a good question. I'll ask the next vampire I meet. I'll be like, hey, does diabetic blood taste sweeter? Also, does blood without... Would my blood right now give you a hangover? Because would alcohol blood? Would blood from an alcohol... Could you get blood from an alcohol plant? That's what I want to know. That's the question the real listeners want to know. Can you get blood from an alcohol plant? Post in the comments below if you think you can get blood from an alcohol plant. My voice is starting to get bad, so I might end the stream. I might be getting ready to end the stream here because my voice is starting to give out. So, yeah. Let's see. I thought it was called True Blood because it was an allegory for the bourgeoisie and the stranglehold they have on the proletariat. No. My cats are the choice of being... Okay, I really have to find a better place to put the chat. My cats are the choice of being outdoor, indoor all day. But now it's starting to get so cold they have to stay in most nights. Yeah, I never let my cat out. They just kill too many fucking birds. Actually, in Bloodlines, there's a throwaway line where they mention drinking someone's blood while they're inebriated will make the vampire drunk. Oh, cool. So I could do a kegger and then someone could bite my neck and I could be drinking while they're drinking and it would be like, fuck yeah. We're both drunk. And one of us needs to go to a hospital. I guess being friends with a vampire is really no different than having like an exotic pet. I mean, it's just an intelligent tiger. It views you as a source of companionship, but also, if it gets hungry enough, a food source. Which I guess is like a cat too, because a cat'll eat you. If a cat can get away with eating you, a cat's gonna eat you. Bloodlines. My cat. Okay. Yeah, my voice is starting to give out. It's starting to get real hoarse here. So I might be... I don't know. You know what? Here's the goal. Get to there. That's my goal. This is my goal right here. After that is when I will end the stream. When I get to that. So let's go. Come on. Put on the Rocky music and let's erase shit. It's the eye of the tiger. The tiger is mad 'cause you got its eye and it needs that. You have to give the tiger back its eye. How did you get its eye out of its head? Eye of the tiger. Throw in a recorder version of or a recorder rendition of Eye of the Tiger. It's like, it's the eye of the tiger. You've got it in your hand. How did you get its eye out of its face? You should not have done that. You need to give that back because the tiger needs its eye. Eye of the tiger. Let's see. Last week, someone broke into my garage and put a cow in there. That's weird. Except you would be the exact definition of... What? Except you would be the exotic pet and the vampire would be the master. You drew it. Have you got your cat Pat with you? Have you got... Oh, God. No, I don't have Tyler with me yet. I'll probably get him in December. It's just a long, long, long drive to Georgia. And he has to be able to take that. And I'm thinking it might be best to do that drive way a ways early in the morning. Like, I think that might be the safer bet for Tyler. Come down, stay a couple of days, get him reacclimated to me, and then, like, at 3 or 2 in the morning, put him in a case and take him down. That way it's dark outside, so he won't see anything, and he'll be okay. All right. There. We colored this. We did the outline for everything but one side of it. Okay. All right. Tyler, eat the pizza. Yeah. It's the final tiger on fire. Yeah. All right, but I think this is good. This is a good drop off point. This is Cute Fuzzy Weasel. If you like the stream, like, subscribe. Even though there's no point in you liking it because no one can. There's fucking YouTube. I can't believe they got rid of the dislike button. That is such the live. That should have been an option, and it was an option. Every fucking time YouTube changes something, it's yet another originally optional thing that they're just taking away. It used to be that you could set up your channel however you wanted and have different windows and shit like a website. And now it's all just becoming ubiquitous and boring. I just put on cat stimulation videos on tablets and TV for them so they don't get bored. Yeah. Well, anyway, this is Cute Fuzzy Weasel signing off. You all have a good night, and I will see you. What is Tyler's favorite pizza? Anchovies. YouTube does it again. Yay. Yep. And I will see you next time, probably next week. Anyway, Cute Fuzzy Weasel, have a good day. And I will...